Byrd Brains, episode number 29. I'm Jon Colby. That's Jonathan Byrd. That's David Byrd. That's Lauren Stewart. And on everybody's pointing at JoJo like I'm going to forget her.
Like that never happens.
Everyone started pointing at me. I was like, what did I do? What I do?
Like, I didn't fart.
This time, I didn't do it.
How is everyone?
Man.
Grand.
Fantastic.
I don't know if I look any different. I used to be Jon Colby, but now I'm Jon Colby. That's right. I got a ring on this finger now, so you have to talk to me like
so
it
wasn't
an adult.
It wasn't an April Fool's joke.
Thank God, no. I was waiting for the rehearsal dinner. The rehearsal dinner was on April 1st, and I'm like, well, we're done with the rehearsal. Okay, she didn't say anything then. We're eating dinner, and I'm like, well, okay. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. And then we left, and I'm like, thank God.
So she liked it, and she put a ring on it.
Yeah.
And then she did the dance. So my life is complete. So I'm going to go ahead and go.
Okay. It's nice having you.
Right. Thanks so much.
Thanks for coming.
Discuss amongst yourselves.
All right. Give us a topic.
A topic to talk about?
Yeah.
What about the chase? I remember we were trying to do like
Chasing 200.
200 races in a year, which unheard of.
Circular insanity.
Is that insane?
It's insane.
So, but Brian's not here because he's trying to sleep for an hour or two in this year. But we have two people who are very closely connected to this. I would you say that you two are the biggest roadies, the biggest fans, if you will?
I think so. Brian's chasing 200, and I'm chasing 100.
All right.
Trying to get to 100 of his races
And
this
I'm
year.
chasing Bryan.
That'd be a good movie.
Chasing Brian.
A good title of a movie is just Chasing Brian.
Rated
It's the next
G.
Nicholas Sparks movie.
So, yeah. Oh. You guys are going to end up kissing in the rain at some point. That always happens.
Someone's going to terminally
It'll be right after a
die.
podcast because it always rains when my brother's here.
That's true. You bring it, which is weird because you don't have a lot of it in Arizona.
No.
So here's my question: What's been some of the memorable moments in the year for either one of you?
Oh, man. I'm not sure. I don't know if we're far enough along for
About
me to have
promoting.
any.
How about being the first time
memorable-
you've promoted a race?
Yeah, that happened. See, I can't remember what I did
You already
yesterday,
blocked it
let alone a month ago. We promoted a race in DuQuoin, Illinois, the Shamrock Classic, and it was successful, a lot of fun, new venture for both Bryan and I. But it was a midget race, USAC. It was the first USAC national midget race, and we had a really good turnout, car count wise and fan wise.
Yeah.
I'm still getting feedback from people on the race, surprisingly positive feedback for the most part.
Why surprisingly?
I'm guilty of it, but you go to a race, you complain about the racetrack, you complain about the night taking too long, you complain about the concession stand running out of hot dogs.
That's what happens.
As
That's
a
what race fans
promoter,
do.
all of that's my responsibility. So I thought I would have more of that negative, nitpicky. But we did a lot of things from the fan side. Like Bryan pretty much handled the racing side, and I handled the fans on the night of our race.
Okay.
And we had all kinds of stuff, little balls we threw into the stands and these cheer noodle stick things. They were like a foot long foam stick that people just waved around. But I did a lot to get the kids involved and to keep the fan energy up. And I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on that.
That's cool.
And one thing, my favorite thing we did at the Shamrock Classic was driver intros right before the feature. Mm-hmm. We called all the little kids down, and they made a tunnel on the walkway by the front stretch, and the drivers walked through the tunnel and high-fived and ran through the kids, and that was really cool. I liked that.
That's awesome.
The drivers provide feedback that was fun. Do they do that anywhere else? Or?
They did something like it at SmackDown, Kokomo.
Oh, that's right.
I haven't been. I think the first SmackDown's the only SmackDown I've been to on Saturday night. But they did that. They didn't quite make like the kid tunnel, but they called the kids down to the front of the grandstand, and drivers high-fived on their way by. But things like that just kind of set your race apart, make it more of an event than a race.
And memorable for the kids.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm a fan first and foremost. That's how I got to Bryan. But, I'm a fan. I've grown up around it. So I know what fans want when you're sitting in the stands and there's dead time. You want, something going on, contests, things being thrown into the stands, that type of thing. You want to have fun. So that was my goal, was to make it fun.
I like that you said you got to Bryan, not you met him. Like, I got to Bryan. I've been stalking that guy for years.
That was weird. No, actually, my dad was the one who kind of stalked him. My dad met Bryan
That's
before I did.
creepier.
Yeah.
Hey, Bryan.
Oh no, it wasn't a pretty girl stalking you.
It was my dad.
It was the father of a pretty girl.
It was Big
It was
Poppy.
Big Poppy. My dad's like, hey, like seriously, this actually came out of my dad's mouth before I had gone on a date with Bryan. My dad's like, so you gonna like Facebook him or whatever you do these days and ask him on a date? I'm like, no, Dad, I don't think I am actually.
Well, father knows best.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know what's really amazing, and probably the reason Lauren can't remember any high points for the year so far, is that here we plan for Bryan to run 200 races, and Lauren has a big job when it comes to that because we have 6 different racing teams that are involved in that. Lauren handled the putting the team gear together and the design and the ordering and the merchandise and it's a big component of making it happen, making it work, and the travel schedule, laying it out, the logistics, and getting the RV prepped in the travel time, and then knowing that's all coming, Bryan decides in November that they're going to promote a race this year too. And they've already got coming up in January, they have a huge charity function they do in Tulsa to kick off the Chili Bowl week. So Lauren and Bryan pretty much handle all that, and Lauren does all the logistics and the planning and gathering the silent auction items and so on and so forth. And after that's done, she has to go right into the promotion of the Shamrock Classic. And at the same time, we are promoting the Indiana Double, which people can buy those packages online, and Lauren has to handle all that as well. So while also traveling the country with Bryan and selling his T-shirts and doing his social media and handling his schedule and booking his flights and doing all those things. So she's going to be just as tired at the end of the year as Bryan is, and ready for him to never, ever race again, probably.
I am. I keep joking that come May, end of May after the 500, that my job for the year is done. I planned our Racers for Autism charity event in January, then went right into the Shamrock Classic, like David said, in March. And then the day after the Shamrock Classic, I switched gears and I was on the Indiana Double Train, which we are sold out. We've been sold out of that for a month. We've got, last year we had 95 people that did the double with us, and this year we've got over 200. So
that's awesome. I didn't know it sold out. I was going to say advertising. Like, nope,
yeah,
never mind.
no,
Hey, you want to know what it is?
Done.
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You can't go. You
we
didn't
talked
buy your
about it
ticket.
last month, and you didn't get your tickets.
Next year we'll do 300.
We've got what we do. Bryan runs Indy 500, and then we've got a group of fans, over 200 of them, that ride a bus up to Kokomo to watch him race his sprint car that night after the 500. The morning actually starts at 502 East Event Center that morning, about 7 o'clock. Hey, I know my sponsors.
You do.
But then we get a police escort to take the bus to the Speedway. Everybody watches the 500. They get fed by Jonathan Byrds.
Well, here's
3
the
times.
issue, though. Hold on. You said you guys 502 East Event Center at 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
But you've told me that you don't start your day until noon. So
I
are you
know.
going to be on like a stretcher and they're just going to move your sleeping body
Well,
around?
Lauren actually won't be there, I don't think.
I won't be there,
502.
but I will be awake before noon on Indy 500 race day because I'm pretty sure the green flag's around noon.
They're going to say, yeah, that'd be an issue.
Yeah.
If you.
Every once in a while.
She's like, Bryan, wake up.
every,
That's the alarm. They're singing back home again.
Man.
Hurry up. Get dressed.
That's going to be the plot of Home Alone 7. Yeah.
every once in a while, my days have to start at, a normal time.
So you're saying starting on June 1st for the rest of the year, sleep till noon, though?
Basically, because for the rest of the year, we're
Selling merch and
racing every night. I stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning, have to get some sleep sometime.
All right.
Yeah, Bryan
hey,
goes
the
right
life
from straight from Indy 500 to Indiana Midget Week. Rolls right into that.
Right
6
into
straight
June.
nights of doubleheader racing.
Bryan races 36 times in the month of June.
Whoa. So he's not going to be sleeping.
No, and when Bryan doesn't sleep, I don't sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
And when Bryan's not happy. Wait. Never mind.
No, that's reverse.
But
That's
you're a
not okay.
business owner, right? You're like the business owner.
Yeah, I do the business side of things.
Well, that
You
leads
gotta-
me to a lot of business things. Like if you're a business owner, you should know that if you have a top job candidate, they're going to compare your benefit package against your competitions.
They always do.
You want to get a package crafted, administered, and executed by Tilson HR. It's the first step in taking your business to the next level. To learn more, visit talktotilson.com. That's talktotilson.com.
Talk to Tilson. See, I put a pause in there this
That
time.
was a dramatic
I
pause.
did. I like
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was for Abby.
That's my jam.
That was for Abby.
That was great.
Yeah, Abby said whenever she sees it, she sings that in her head now,
Nice.
and that's the point of a jingle
That's why jingles exist.
to pull you in and make you remember.
How's Bryan's season going, Lauren?
How's it going, David?
Who knows better?
I know the
For
answer.
the listener, there's really awkward eye contact going on between the two of them right now. They're both looking at each other like the disappointed parent.
Mexican standoff.
Exactly.
I mean, it's going pretty well, I think. Two handfuls of wins.
Almost
2 handfuls of wins.
7 wins.
That's more than a handful.
So far.
Yeah,
It's gotta
that's
be,
2. That's
Yeah.
You
not
put 3 in
too
one
full.
hand and
Yeah.
4 in the other hand. You
Yeah.
can't fit
It's
6
true.
in one hand.
That's crazy talk.
right?
Yeah, that's true. But lots of top 5s, lots of top 10s, lots of racing, lots of states. He's been in so far in Oklahoma, Indiana,
Oklahoma, Florida,
Texas,
Indiana, Texas, Nevada, California,
Arizona.
Arizona. I think that's it.
Did
for
it so
now.
far?
It's in
I think
Illinois,
that's it
right?
So far. Oh no, Illinois.
That's right, Illinois.
So eight states so far.
Do we know how many states total for the year it's going to be?
Oh no, I'll have to get back with you on the next podcast with that answer.
All
You're not on the next
You have a
podcast,
week. You
sorry.
have a week to figure that out.
Probably going to be close to 30.
I was gonna say probably 25,
Whew.
20.
I know he has 27 races in California this year. So it gets a good chunk of the schedule out
That
there.
wasn't the question.
That's
That
still-
wasn't the
Just
question.
saying. It's a lot in California. And
Can we-
for all of our California, well, no, she doesn't live in California. Just for all of our California listeners, but Caitlin's here.
Oh yeah, listener.
listener,
Don't,
yeah.
don't pluralize her.
Listener.
Just one person.
So,
Okay.
so just in case somebody stumbles across the podcast and they're in California and they're looking to sponsor
Hey,
Brian
Brian has a lot
for
of
the race.
family in California. We probably have California listeners.
That's
There
a
you go.
good point.
Uncle Terry, Aunt Corey,
Yeah.
Grandma
Sean-
Jackie.
And Sean is kind of like family.
Shauna is a very good updater. When Brian was on the West Coast in California with the Outlaws, Shauna would text me when I was home a couple weeks ago. And I mean, her updates came strong until 3 a.m. when the feature was over. It was great.
All you need. That's all you need.
So she showed up. Well, this is a story about someone who didn't show up. A 69-year-old Spanish
Great
man.
segue.
Thank you.
Don't encourage him.
It's like you've had some professional training of some kind.
No, this is all self-taught. A 69-year-old Spanish man was fined this week after officials discovered he hadn't shown up to work for at least 6 years. Ironically, the civil servant was discovered only when the deputy mayor attempted to give him an award for 20 years of loyal and dedicated service in 2010.
Figured he was a government employee.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
It's your tax dollars of work right there.
The deputy mayor said, I thought, where is this man? The Guardian quotes him. Is he still here? Has he retired? Has he died? Joaquin Garcia
Shame him.
is the man.
Hey, you've been missing a lot of work lately, Bob. Like, I wouldn't say I've been missing it. Have you seen that one? Office Space. I love that.
This investigation determined he hasn't been to his office for at least 6 years and possibly as long as 14 years and had done absolutely no work between 2007 and 2010. He was supposed to be the supervisor of the construction of a water treatment plant.
Now we got to think about what that water tastes like.
Yeah.
What city is this
How
again?
treated is that?
It's
Where
a
should we
Spanish
avoid?
man, so somewhere in
Somewhere in
Spain.
Spain?
The
That's-
rain in Spain fall mainly where this guy was not.
And then it goes down into the water system and is not
Never.
tended
And
to.
nothing happens to it, and then you drink it.
Don't drink the Spanish water.
But isn't that the dream? Like one day you're just like, I just don't want to go to work. Can I just not go to work and still get paid?
And it happened one
this
day.
one guy said, "Sí," which for those non-bilingual listeners is Spanish for the word yes. That's amazing. I'm jealous of that guy. I want to figure that
So
out.
you kind of think about what the guy thought of. Like one day he didn't show up and nothing happened. He goes,
And so he went back to
I'll
work
see-
the next
see
day
if I
and he's
can-
like
yeah,
looking around.
nobody. So he's like, he leaves and he just got away with it again. He got a paycheck. He got his check and he just kept not going to work. He kept getting paid.
But can you imagine like those first couple of weeks, anytime his phone rang or El Telefono rang, like he looked at it like, oh, this is going to be it. Nope.
Nope.
By somewhere between 6 and 14 years, he was like, I think I'm cool. And then the mayor shows up with a giant thing, like a plaque to give him. And like, there's the local photographer from the town paper there to take a picture. The little marching band is all playing for him.
Donde está?
Yeah.
I'm just willing to bet this is not an isolated incident
No, not in Spain.
or anywhere
Anywhere.
else
Well,
for that matter.
Well, yes.
But now,
But
like,
especially in Europe.
See, you're your own boss, right? You kind of do your thing. For me, like I'm a teacher. Yeah. If I don't show up, that morning bell rings. Everybody's like, "Where's Colby?"
Yeah,
right away. And those kids would
because you're so memorable. Yeah.
5 minutes in, no, because they're kids and they panic.
No, it's because you're their favorite teacher.
Yeah, that's what I was.
So they're concerned about you. They want to make sure that you're not dead or married.
Oh no, bad news, kids! One of those things happened.
Same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Hold on. We never talked about this because you were gone for a while. You celebrated 9 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
like we
were driving from California to Phoenix with Brian and Lauren in the backseat of the truck.
Oh, okay. So you already answered the question before we got to ask it. What'd you do? With her.
Yes, we were together.
Okay, I was wondering that. I'm like, wonder if they're even near each other.
Although, for the bulk of the drive, I was the only one awake. All my car mates were bad company.
Well, I hate that.
It was early. It was a really early morning.
By 11, it was at 11 a.m.
No, it was at 7. We left
early
at 7:30. 7:35.
I wake up at 6:05 every morning.
That's early.
That's early.
6:05.
I wake up sometimes at like 4:30 to take Brian to the airport, and then I come home and go back to bed
until noon. So I don't feel bad for you at all.
But we did celebrate our anniversary at a racetrack.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was their anniversary until like 3 days after this. I was with them.
Really?
I was with them on their anniversary, and I didn't know it.
Well, good. Let me say I'm glad, because if you would have known it, you would have celebrated it with them, and he doesn't want to celebrate anything.
Keep it on the down low.
Grumpy Pants is like, I hate Christmas, I hate birthdays, I hate anniversaries. Just a slow release till death. That's what I'm like. That's the celebration I want.
Well, I did buy her a nice orchid. 2 orchids, actually.
Oh.
2 whole
orchids.
orchids.
Chocolates.
Okay.
Whoa, really?
And dairy-free cupcakes. She's allergic to that dairy.
Okay, yeah, you should clarify that. It's all I could find. We were
But I didn't actually buy them. I had my daughter go out and get all that stuff. So they were at the house when we arrived back home on our anniversary.
But did you specifically pick what to get? Did
Yes.
you say the orchids and all that stuff?
I was pretty non-specific on the flower. I said purple.
Okay.
Purple.
So, but yeah, you made some
and
choices.
normally I'm against the idea of giving flowers because I'm like, here's something that's going to die in 2 days. I love you.
Same thing like with a puppy or a baby.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to last longer, but eventually it's going to die too.
That's right. But I thought, she's been dropping hints about flowers, and I could take a hint.
I'm pretty adept.
Yeah.
You should teach Brian. He can't.
Oh no.
So
when was the last time you got flowers?
The last time I got flowers was
Will be the next time. Will be the first time.
I'm assuming it was someone at David's Hotel in Phoenix.
What do you mean someone in David's hotel?
Was it you? No. On our anniversary when we were there.
It was probably Jewel. Went and bought the flowers, I think.
In wine?
Brought the wine from home.
Oh.
But Brian did suggest it.
Brian
was his
suggested
idea.
it.
So
that counts.
Yeah.
We're good sponsors.
Are you a flower girl? I mean, you like getting flowers?
I mean,
Are you a flower girl? Do you like to walk down long straight paths?
John is hiring. John needed one.
She's like, I'm not opposed to getting flowers.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
I'm not going to take a principled stand against it.
Yeah. No, here's Brian, though. When he gets flowers, I think it was Valentine's Day last year, maybe, because this year, Valentine's Day, we were at a racetrack in Florida.
I'm noticing a theme.
Yeah. 2 Valentine's Days ago, when he gets flowers, he has a hard time choosing. And so he came home with like 3 bouquets of flowers, like
That's cool.
roses and then some blue ones and like a purple. And so we just had on the kitchen counter just a line of 3 vases of flowers.
See, that's cool.
Sweet.
Well, that
It's
makes
nice.
up for not getting him. It's like you
There
got
you
3
go.
different kinds.
Exactly.
all
That's
at
3
once.
years worth of flowers.
That's right.
You see stored up.
Yeah, exactly.
Working
Hey,
ahead.
next time I forget something, remember that. Can I have some coins?
I wish it worked that.
Some
John,
coins I can trade in whenever I
you're
want.
newly married. It doesn't work like that.
Whatever.
Sorry.
She just got flowers last week at the wedding.
Yeah. She carried it down the aisle. But then what'd she do? You gave her flowers.
And
What'd
she
she do with it?
threw 'em away.
See?
Actually, no, we didn't. We think all that stuff's
You
cheesy.
didn't do
We-
that?
No garter or flowers, toss, or all that kind of stuff. We're just
No
like,
dollar dance? What did you do at your wedding?
we ate food and danced and like hung out with our friends and family, like a normal party. Like think about it. Weddings like the only party that gets real weird like that. It's like, hey, now we all have to watch you kind of reach up her dress and pull off a part of her undergarment and throw it to your male friends. Like, no, what? That's not appropriate. No.
That doesn't happen at your other parties.
No. Our parties are apparently different than your parties.
Ours are pretty wild.
Well, I don't want to know.
I haven't had a party that didn't happen.
If you left a party at one of our parties with any undergarments, the party wasn't that good. I'm like, whoa.
This portion of the Byrd Brains Podcast has been brought to you by Indy Trading Post. They're Indy's destinations for family shooting sports.
That's a party.
Indy Trading Post provides a safe, clean, family-friendly environment. Staffed by experienced professionals, and you can browse their large selection of guns and knives. 782-GUNS and IndyTradingPost.com.
Indy Trading Post. Oh, shoot.
Dude, wasn't there a sound effect last time, though, JoJo?
Oh, yeah.
It's either
But we didn't have the
pew pew
oh, shoot.
or a wheeze of her laughing. So either one is great.
Here's another crazy story I found. Bird droppings were the likely cause of a December shutdown.
You know,
Real
that was
quick,
actually that was initially going to be the name of the podcast.
Bird droppings.
Was
How
bird
is
droppings?
bird spelled in that?
BIRD.
Okay.
Bird poop likely caused the New York nuclear reactor outage, according to the operator. An Indian Point reactor
Some big
safely
birds.
shut down for 3 days starting in December following an electrical disturbance on outdoor high voltage transmission lines.
They would have noticed it sooner, but the guy who was in charge of watching it hadn't been to work in 7 years.
In a report to the Nuclear Regulatory Commission last month, the New Orleans-based company said the automatic reactor shutdown was apparently from bird feces that caused an electric arc between wires on a feeder line at a transmission tower, which makes me ask the question, what are those birds eating?
I can't
So does that
imagine.
count as a poop joke for this episode?
I think so.
We all like dove for the bell.
bell.
Like, I don't bring it on the poop joke. Oh wait, no, I made a fart joke right at the beginning.
Yes,
That's
But that's
one.
not a poop joke.
Sometimes it's accidentally one. Like, oh, that's just a fart joke. Oh, sorry, that was a poop joke. I gotta go. We've all been there. We've all been there.
It's true.
Yeah.
I've got a good poem, but I will not say that.
Do you have another sponsor? Because what I've noticed over last week and this week, you're doing that. Hey, that's brought to you by, but you're picking
I
the
don't have
worst
any segues.
or the grossest or the most inappropriate part of the podcast. Like, hey, that's brought to you by a local church. Or whatever. It's like, I'm like, if you leave with any undergarments, it wasn't a good party. Brought to you by guns. I'm like, no. We chose to take. No.
This portion of the Byrd Brains Podcast is brought to you by Morello's Uptown Bail Bonds. Joe Morello, 919-2489 will get you out of jail, and he'll do it with a smile.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Uptown bail you out. Uptown bail you out.
Woo! Yeah, I talked to Joe. I told him about your jingle. He loved it. This was
Yes.
absolutely... He laughed so hard when I told him about that. And I actually almost forgot the name. I can't sing the song regularly now. I always say, Uptown, bail you out. Wait, what's the real words? I forget.
Funny. That's funny. I am the Weird Al of jingles. I make you not remember that it was originally bad. You just sing it as fat. All the time. That's the better way to go anyway.
So it's been lots of racing. Had a Phoenix race. We had the Shamrock Classic. The Indy Open test has happened. It's going to be May before we know it.
Yeah, it is.
Anything big in May?
The greatest month of the year.
It's like
Happiest
Christmas in
time
May.
of year.
I think
When the world comes together
yes.
to celebrate.
I like June better because June I don't have to teach, but then I consider the race like the Christmas Eve of June.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's like because the
nice.
race is like, hey.
It almost actually is.
Exactly.
This
That's what I'm
year,
saying.
yeah.
There are several
It's
times.
so
where
late this year.
Right there on the end of the month. And I'm like, hey, the race is happening. I don't work for 2.5 months. I can work as hard as a Spaniard for a little while now. And that is not derogatory towards Spaniards. I'm just saying it's a joke from earlier.
It's a callback.
Yeah, don't write us any letters.
Yeah, right. I would
send us
love to
nasty
get a complaint
tweets.
letter.
It'd be
Actually,
funny.
yeah.
You can complaint tweet at Byrd Racing.
Although on one of the first podcasts that you did with hosting and Connor was on it, and we had a comment on the YouTube channel that was like, did somebody seriously ask Connor how and why he started racing? It's like,
Well, no,
we're doing a show here.
I get it. You want to, because I asked Brian the same thing, so I'm like, he's a racer, and I asked Pippa Man the same thing. I'm like, how'd you get in? Like, it's just like, hey, here's the first time this guy. Let's get some background information. It just kind of makes sense.
Yeah, so
I get it.
Yeah.
I heard the name before.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but they were like,
He hosted TRL.
That's Carson Daly.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Now we're going to get a comment on this video like, how do you not know the difference?
no duh.
No, he did the Daily Show.
Oh yeah. All sorts of jokes.
And he was a golfer.
I didn't know Carson Daly could golf. Who knew?
Today's Byrd Brains Podcast is brought to you by Jonathan Byrd. We got caterings. We got the weddings that we can do for you, and the 502 East Event Center, and
Fried chicken.
the Cancer Treatment Centers of America. America's best value in. How does that go?
America's best value in. See, I'm going to pause from now on so you can get the answer there.
Tilson HR, Comedy Sports Indianapolis, Smirrell's Uptown Bail Bonds, Indy Trading Post, University Loft Company, and by Racing. Today's winner of this edition of the Byrd Brains Podcast is David Byrd, everybody.
Was there any doubt?
So you
This is
get
bullcrap.
nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I've only won once.
What?
I've only won one time.
Should we make you the permanent winner for like the next 6 podcasts?
No, I'm kidding. I just got
But then
married.
we'll let me
I'm
know.
the-
You know what?
You're like,
winner.
We'll
next
name
one.
the trophy after you.
No, but that means I can't win it. That's the Arthur Ashe Award. He's dead. That
The
was a bad
Lifetime
joke,
Achievement
so.
Award.
There you
God
go.
rest
I'll
his
take
soul.
that. Hey, to Arthur Ashe and anybody, and the Spaniards I've offended, and to anybody else who actually listened to the whole thing, we just want to say
We're very, very sorry.